everyone, my name is Bilikis. How you all doing? Today's tutorial is a special request because I made something like this before, a detailed one. So today will be on how to make a cowl kaftan with sleeve. So I will just quickly go over the measurements you will need right now, and I will advise you to watch the previous video. I'll try to put the link in the description box below. So now what I have now, my fabric has been folded already. So before we work on the upper part, which is the most essential part, what the measurement you need to highlight, which I have done now, is from the nape of my neck to my hip. So there I have 24. So from here down here I have 24. Then from the nape of my neck down to my knee area, or 1 inch above your knee, depending on where you want the cowl to end. So I want it to be 35. So I have 35 here. So now I have my hip measurement here. Can you see that? A straight line, which is 24 from the nape of my neck. Then from the nape of my neck to my knee area, can you see that? That is 35. Another essential measurement is this. I'll try to pull this up so that you can see so well. So this is for my hip, then my knee area. Then it will form something like this. So you can see I already inserted this measurement. This is my hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches. So this is what I have here. Quarter of my hip measurement is 11. So this is 11 inches. Then I will add 2 inches for ease. That will make it 13. Then I will need 1 inch to sew the sides together. So that makes it 14. So here I have 14 inches. Then I went down again. Down here I have 14 inches. Then I drew a straight line. Can you see that? So the next thing now is to go work on the upper part. But before we go, let's just, okay, don't worry, let's just work with the upper part. This is the essential part. So make sure your fabric is well adjusted. So right now let's get started. So for the neckline, you can decide to do both neckline for front and back, like I did in the previous one, and you can decide to change it, have a lower one in front, have a higher one at the back. That totally depends on you. But for this tutorial, I'll just make the same neck width and neck depth. So I'll make it 5 inches here and then 4 inches or 3 inches here. But before that, let's insert the 3 inches, 8 inches standard. So this is the 3 inches, 8 inches standard. Then from here, the 8 inches, I'll come down by 1 inch. Then connect with my ruler. From this point, through the 1 inch, straight down to the edge. So that's the shoulder slant. So the next thing is for the neck width. I said I want 5, so 3 is here. The remaining 2 will be along this side. Then for the neck depth, I'll just make it 3.5. Let me make it 3.5, both for the front and back. I'm using a chiffon for this tutorial, so it will be going here and there. That's normal. Then rayon will be very, very nice for these outfits. So we are done with the neckline. So now, remember, we want to insert sleeves on this cowl kaftan. So now this is where the 8-inch standard stops. So half of my shoulder measurement is 8.5. Normally, I don't usually add extra seam allowance, but for this, because you want it to sit on your shoulder, I'll have to add extra half an inch to it because I would be taking half an inch with a sleeve. So instead of using 8.5, I'll have to use 9. So from the edge, I'll just have 9. So 9 is here. This is my shoulder measurement now. Then for the armhole, usually I use 8.5 for my armhole measurement. But because you will be joining half an inch on the upper part and then the lower, because the sleeve will be somewhere around here. So instead of making it 8.5, I'll just make it 9 or 9.5. Now we are still working along the slope. So you can, I will either make it 9 or 9.5. So let me just make it 9.5. So this will be for my armhole. And you see that, let me take my armhole curve to do that. So look at the way I placed my armhole curve. So like middle of this area. So now this is what I have. So this is my neck width. Then from here down to my shoulder measurement, which I use 9 inches. Then from my shoulder measurement, I measured 9.5 downward, then for my armhole. Can you see that? So right now, we are done with that. The next thing now is to join the curve. The next thing now is to curve from here. Like for the other one, we just got the midpoint and then connect from here. But because there's going to be sleeve here, so all I have to do is to just connect from here down here. Can you see that? Can you see what I've done? From the edge here, we have to connect. Remember, we have to trim off all these selvage. So make sure this part is not sharp. So from here you just curve in. Can you see? It has to be curved. Then straight down here. So can you see that was easy? So the next thing for us now is to cut it out. So let's start from the lower part. This side is curvy. This side has to be curvy too. So I now have to pull this down. I still have to go over that armhole area again for better understanding. Have to remove this, then show you how it looks. So this is the lower part. Can you see this? Can you see this? So this is how it looks. So now what I will do next now is to get my basic sleeve. Because of the armhole area, we want to make sure the calculations are right. It matches up with the basic sleeve. Right now I have my basic sleeve here. This is what my basic long sleeve looks like. I've made a tutorial on that too, which I'll put the link in the description box. So then I have to make sure the chalk shows so well so you can see this. So to make it easier, this is the neck line. I'll cut that later. What I will do now is to just measure the armhole and make sure it tallies with this sleeve. So here I have 11. So let me just measure out this. So here I have 11 too, here. So that means it's okay. So I'll just set this aside and now cut through the neckline and then the armhole. I have to go about it gently. What I have. So this is the neckline, this is the armhole area, then this will have to fall this way. Let me just remove all this and then spread it out for you to see. So looking at it, can you see it so well? Can you see that? So that's the end of the dress. You can see the way it curves so well. Now it's time for sewing, though I've made a detailed video on the previous one, just check it out. So now this is the neckline, this is the armhole line. So what you do now is this. I'll sew half an inch from the neckline down to the edge of the shoulder where the armhole will start. Then you leave that, come over to the end of the armhole, then sew half an inch down here. Then remember we left 1 inch on the side, so I'm going to start sewing 1 inch all through down to the end of the dress. Then for the basic sleeve here, all I have to do is whatever seam allowance you've left here, if it's half an inch or 1 inch, you just sew right from there down here. Then hem the lower part because we have to fix it into the dress. Now I've finished the head of the shoulder. This is the neck width and neck depth. So that's the neckline. Then I stitch the shoulder. Then remember after the shoulder was the armhole point. So I left that open. Then from there I started stitching. Can you see? I started stitching. Let me just show you. So this is the neckline, the armhole, then the sides. Can you see? The sides. This is the end of the dress. Let me just put it on a mannequin for you to get the better picture. The next thing now is to attach the sleeve. Looking at it here, this is the neckline. This is the neckline, this is the shoulder, then this is the armhole. This is on the wrong side now. This is on the dress is on the wrong side. Then the sleeve will be on the right side. This is the right side of the sleeve. Then what I will do now, this is the edge of the shoulder. So this edge will be matching up with the edge here, and the end of the sleeve will match up with this side. So what I will do now, on the right side, I'll have to put this inward. This is the armhole opening. Put it inward. So this is the edge. This edge matches with this. Now pin it down. Then the end of the sleeve. This is the end of the sleeve with the end of the armhole. Can you see that? Then it matches. So the right side will be facing each other now. And I will attach this. So this is what I will have. So now let's check. Make sure your armhole is not too wide when you are cutting yours, because the dress will now be as if it's on bias. So looking at it, can you see that? So that means it's matched. So what I'll do now is to pin it all round. Now looking at this, can you see the armhole? Now I've pinned it all down, so everything matches. Looking at it on this side too, everything matches. So I'll take to the sewing machine to sew it all round. Yes, this is what it looks like with the sleeve. Can you see the cowls are formed so well? with the sleeve. Just make sure you make yours. Can you see it? Then the full. Wow, it looks gorgeous. So just make sure you try yours and share with us on our Facebook group, Sewing Innovations. Can you see that? And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Bilikis Signatures. So just make yours. I really love it. I think I'll make one for myself. Guess what? Our online training is starting on the 3rd of December. Yes, the beginners, the intermediates, and the advanced. And there is promo. When you apply for 2 training, you get the other one free. And if you apply for the 3, you get 3 sets or 3 tools, which is the hip curve, pan curve, and the armhole curve. So in case you are interested, just contact us with the number in the comment section below. I will be expecting you. Bye for now.